Rehoboth is a town of 21,000 inhabitants in central Namibia just north of the Tropic of Capricorn. Located 90 kilometers south of the Namibian capital Windhoek, Rehoboth lies on a high-elevation plateau with several natural hot water springs. It receives sparse mean annual rainfall of 240 mm, although in the 2010-2011 a record 731 mm were measured. In 2005, it had a population of 21,378. Rehoboth is intersected from north to south by the National Road B1, which also serves as the border of the two electoral constituencies in the town, Rehoboth Urban West and Rehoboth Urban East. Rehoboth is the core territory of the Basta community, which still lives according to their paternal laws, which were enacted in 1872. Administration. Administratively, Rehoboth is classified as a town with its own council of 7 elected individuals. Rehoboth is divided into 8 neighborhoods, called blocks. The oldest part of the town is Blocks A, B and C, whereby Block B contains most public services and shops. Block D is home to the wealthiest inhabitants of the town. Block E is the poorest neighborhood and was originally designated for blacks. Blocks F, G and H are the newest neighborhoods. The current mayor of the town is Mr. Peters, living in Block E. Public amenities include a public hospital, primary and secondary schools and a district court with resident magistrate. The Oanob Dam, approximately 6 kilometers from Rehoboth, supplies the town with fresh water. The majority of the population consists of Bastas. History. Until the 19th century, the area of the present-day Rehoboth town was inhabited by Nama groups who called it Anis, meaning smoke, referring to the cloud of condensed water vapor hanging over the hot springs in the morning. The missionary Franz Heinrich Kleinschmidt of the German Rhenish Missionary Society named the place Rehoboth in 1845, when a mission was established among the resident Nama. In 1864, the Nama abandoned the area as a result of an attack by the Orlam Afrikaners. In 1870, the Bastas, who had migrated out of the Cape Colony in 1868, moved into the territory and were granted permission to settle at Rehoboth by the participants of the Peace Conference of Okahanja on 23 September 1870. Within a few years, the Bastas were closely linked to the town of Rehoboth and became identified as Rehoboth Bastas or Rehobothers. The population increased rapidly from an initial number of 333 in 1870, 800 in 1874 and 1500 by 1885. The growing Basta population settled in the surrounding areas, which would become known as the Rehoboth Gebied. In 1885, Basta Captain Hermanus van Wyck signed a treaty of protection and friendship with the German Empire, which permitted him to retain a degree of autonomy in exchange for recognizing colonial rule. Relations between Rehoboth and Germany remained close for more than 20 years, but in 1914, following the outbreak of World War I, Germany's use of Basta soldiers to guard South African prisoners, contrary to the terms of their enlistment, led to armed revolt. German forces then attacked Rehoboth, committed atrocities against Basta civilians and attacked refugees encamped upon the mountain of Samkabish. But, despite repeated attacks and the use of superior weaponry, were unable to destroy the Bastas' position. On the following day the Germans retreated and Rehoboth's Basta community was reprieved. Namibia was occupied by South Africa in 1915 and 10 years later, a second rebellion broke out at Rehoboth. This revolt collapsed, however, when colonial forces, armed with machine guns and supported by 2 warplanes, marched into the town and arrested more than 600 people. Transport. The town is served by Rehoboth Railway Station. There is also a private landing strip for small aircraft near the Oanob Dam. To the west is Gamsberg Nature Reserve. Notable residents: Hermanus Bukes, early petitioner for Namibian independence.